You wouldn't think twice to say that the US-Mexico border was originally built to combat illegal immigration. But what if I told you that it was constructed to stop something almost invisible to the naked eye? In Deadly Divide, How Insects, Pathogens, and People Defied the US-Mexico Border, Dr. Mary E. Mendoza's expertise in environmental and race relations history shines through. She brings to light hidden truths behind the story of how the border developed into a series of walls, fences, and checkpoints that it is today. Dr. Mendoza's book reveals how originally the border was designed to stop an invasive tick that was causing Texas fever, a rampant illness in cows naturally migrating across. Other pathogens such as the Mexican typhus and foot and mouth disease followed the Texas fever outbreak along the border and later fueled stigmas toward Mexican people, laying the foundations for the radicalized landscape of exclusion that we see today. This is a story about how human nature shaped human relationships along the border and across North America, in which Dr. Mendoza brings to light decades of shocking historical events and policies that were passed off as public health and domestic security efforts. The book provides a fresh new perspective on how historical measures to regulate the physical environment shape the way we perceive and interact with our neighbor down south.